Welcome to Kilos of Craic, episode 28.
Welcome to episode 28 of Kilos of Craic. It's Mueller time.
No, that'll be next week. First, Bill Barr has got to give Congress an edited version of Mueller's report, and then the Democrats have to get all up in arms because it wasn't the full version, and everybody's going to sue everybody else, and the House will pass bills forcing Bill Barr to release the full report, and the Senate won't even bring it up for a vote. And then Nancy Pelosi and Chucky Schumer will get all upset and be on every talk show talking about how non-transparent the Republicans are. And Donald Trump will get a copy of the full report, and he'll go around talking about how there's no collusion. See, no collusion. Like I've been saying for months now, no collusion.
Yeah, the whole thing with the Mueller report is
no Russian collusion.
Yeah, exactly.
no more indictments.
Yep.
Well, they'll dream up something else to know.
Oh
And-
yeah, they've already been working on that. They want
As soon as it dropped, he's like, "We want it now." I'm like, "Well, you wouldn't like it if it came out now or next month. So, what's the point?"
yeah. Now they've
And Elizabeth Warren has a petition for it to come out. I'm like,
of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Somebody on my Facebook posted a really funny picture of a teepee out in the middle of a field, and it said Elizabeth Warren has opened her third campaign office.
Her and Gillibrand and Cory Booker, they're all an example of the Democratic Party.
Yeah, exactly. The Socialist Party.
Yeah.
I charge them. We the people need to charge them people that's brought all this stuff up and always billions of dollars spent. We should charge them, make them repay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they, after 2 years, a train of abuses and usurpations against our president of these United States and the American people.
Right.
Tell you what I heard this morning. It cost the Mueller investigation, whatever the heck it was, cost $25 million. But they collected $27 million in confiscation from people they've indicted.
And then they use that last million that was extra on a banquet.
Yeah, exactly.
Rachel Maddow was crying last night. It was funny.
Oh boy, I don't watch Rachel Maddow.
I don't watch any of them, but people post it on Twitter. They'll post little clips, and yeah, she was all teared up last night.
I think I did see that.
Yeah.
That she actually cried on TV.
I don't really watch too much news. I'll watch our local news real quick, more for
Mhm.
the fake weather reports. And but when Trump got in office and all these people were crying and screaming, I thought it was hilarious.
Exactly.
Here's a good one. This is pretty good, and actually, this is the Twitter rabbit hole. So, AOC earlier in the week had commented about how there's not enough minorities in the higher echelon New York City high schools, right? Which in and of itself is a lie, because she was referring to one particular school that I can't remember the name of that is 74% Asian. So that in of itself was hilarious, that she would say there's not enough minorities and it's not fair. Well, come to find out, the New York City, or the New York State, is going around and they're trying to change the test to make it where there'll be 2 tests, so it'll be fair, they say. But there's one Asian senator that's very upset about it because they've not gone to any Asian community and said, hey, how do you feel about this? Do you think that this will be fair to your people, since they do so good? They're basically going around. I mean, this is totalitarian. It's collectivism, It's, we got to be fair to everybody. Everybody's got to get in,
Well, I think what we should do is just don't teach nothing at school. No math, no arithmetic, writing, or anything. And just use it as a babysitting until they turn 18, and then they can get, and they don't have to worry about trying to make everything equal.
That's what we have now.
Dumb everything down. No child left behind.
Well, I remember in 1976, the year I graduated from high school, I had a friend who wanted to go into the Pennsylvania State Police. And the class of 76, a white male needed a score of 98 to get accepted into the State Police Academy. A black male needed a score of 65.
See, that ain't right, because even World War II is when they had the Afro-American group of women that come in to break codes.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, every race. If you don't apply yourself and try, then you shouldn't just be given your cookie.
Yep.
I mean, to make it fair, if I'm going to school and working my ass off to study to make the good grades so I can pass, it's not fair to me for someone just to come in and go, okay, I want my degree. Okay, well, you're not smart enough, so we're just going to give it to you.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
The biggest thing is it's a cultural difference. East Asian cultures, Chinese, Korean, Japanese. Education is like number one. I mean, before you go to school, you're studying. After you get home from school, you're studying.
Right.
If you're not studying, you're working. You're doing something. You're not sitting around playing video games.
Well, that's
most, But it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, because you're brought up that way. That's always that's what you know. And if everybody around you's doing the same thing, then that's a normal, and that's just you go. But like over here, hey, if you don't want to do your work, that's okay. We'll still pass you because we got a letter in the mail when Justin, my youngest son, was going to school. They were changing the grades. I said, okay. So when we got the letter, and what they done was, in 70s, what was the F? What was that grade? 70?
Yeah, 69 and below.
69 below. Well, now
actually, I think it was. I know 100 to 93 was an A. 93 to what was it? 85 or something was a B.
Yeah, I think so.
And then it was like 73 and below was an F, or 72 and below.
Yeah,
somewhere
I think 72 and below. Yeah. Well,
okay.
Now it's 65, and they told them in the letter. They told us if they don't turn in their schoolwork, if they don't do their schoolwork, they will automatically give them a passing grade. It'd be the lowest grade they can do, but it'd be a passing grade.
Yep.
So you're telling us, well, if you don't want to, you can just sit here all day and do nothing. We'll still pass you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, when I went to school, 70 was a D minus, 69 was an F.
Okay.
And I heard recently on the news somewhere that the Department of Education is looking at changing the grades so that 55 is an F.
Why don't we just send them to school for babysitting until they're 18? I mean,
and I grew up in a business, so before I went to school, I helped pump gas or cleaned up or something before school. And then when I got home from school, which was really work because I had to go to work before I went home, I worked for a few hours unless I had some big test coming up.
Right.
Every day, Monday through Friday.
Right.
So, and I still, and then, there was a whole thing of me being stupid, the village idiot, but I still, passed and did decent.
Right.
I didn't do good until I went to college, but I did decent.
Right.
And my parents really didn't have time to be involved. But it was a matter of getting my ass beat if I didn't do the work.
Right.
So, it's more of the left.
Just take our books away, take our internet away, so we don't learn nothing, so we can be stupid, so you can tell us who to vote for and who you want in office, and you can tell us what to eat and what to wear and where to work. But wait a minute, I got no education, so I can't work because I don't know how to, drop fries.
Well, you don't need to work. According to, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she's going to pay you just to sit around the house.
Well, good, all right. Everybody can just sit around and nothing gets made, so you can't buy nothing.
Yeah, it's part of her Green New Deal. Is that there's a basic income that is guaranteed to everybody. And even those who are unwilling to work will receive the basic income, which is like $15 an hour.
Yeah. I saw her on some talk show. I saw a video clip of it that she posted, actually. And she was trying to explain what a resolution is, which is what the Green New Deal paper is. It's a resolution. And she couldn't even explain it. She had to divert what, the definition of a resolution is because she couldn't explain what a resolution is. It was pretty sad that a person like that is a member of Congress. But
exactly.
I told her, and I don't ever expect her to see anything I write, but I told her, I said, I'll tell you what, if you can get China and India, two of the top polluters in the world, to agree to your Green New Deal and stay that way for a decade, then maybe us in the United States can start talking about it. Until then, shut up.
She is my favorite clown.
Oh, I love her to death. Speaking of, if I thought I could talk some sense into her, I might have the hots for her, but there's no hope.
No, she looks like every other semi-attractive Puerto Rican girl I've known in my life.
Yeah.
She's just a clone.
Speaking of clones and clowns and that sort of stuff, it was kind of funny because you know how the left talks about women's rights and treating women correctly and not talking down to them, and how everyone on the right and everyone, takes the red pill, that we're all evil, misogynistic. Dana Lash had said something about New Zealand and all that, and how she was saying that, them giving over their rights is not helping anyone, and so this guy starts talking about he's just dumbing stuff down and being a complete dick to Dana Lash.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I went and read all his little lefty, loony Twitter profile stuff, because I got to do that just so I know who I'm dealing with a little bit. So I said, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're sitting here talking down to a woman. You're being misogynistic, using sexist language. I said, go sit down in the corner and shut up.
Good for you.
Yeah, and I got about 100 likes out of that. But I've noticed something with Twitter since I've been back on. I've had nothing to do for a week. So I've literally 6 to 8 hours a day has been on Twitter.
Okay.
But it's actually taught me a lot. But
Twitter addiction.
Yeah, Twitter addiction.
Yep.
Twitter's much more entertaining than video games.
Yeah. It's like a soap opera.
It's a soap opera. But I've learned something about their metrics and how you can move up and stuff. And if you write a well-versed paragraph about something, you can have 280 characters now is the maximum.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get nothing. You may get one like or one retweet. But if you can, somewhat concisely do one sentence, less than 100 characters, whether it's one or two little short sentences, they will blow your crap up if they agree with it. Of course.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's quick, it's simple.
Yeah,
that's what they want. They want something that's going to get other people agitated to talk about. Yeah. And they want it quick so the people reading, they can read it and go to the next one, read the next one. That's what they want. Yeah. So I've quit the whole long form. I'm a Southern boy. I like to tell a long form story,
Uh-huh.
I've quit that though. It's all short quips, you know, just little.
Lord, we're getting citified now.
Well, I gotta worry about them metrics, man. You
We'll have
gotta
to bring out smoker and smoke a pig so you can get back southern.
If you're roasting a pig, I'm on my way down.
Hey, I smoke. I ain't smoked a pig this year. I usually do it in the wintertime, but I'm gonna have to still do it.
because I've had some complaints about the audio on the show, and I won't say too much about it, but I'm going to invest in some new equipment that will make it our end at least. Your end always sounds great, which drives me up the wall because I'm using a $200 mic here, but it's...
You have an Android or iPhone?
An iPhone.
Really?
Yep.
You know what?
Yeah, he's a Steve Jobs lover.
I am impressed. I really am with the sound from my iPhone. Because if I'm talking to you on my Android phone with anybody that's got an iPhone, you might as well get ready to repeat yourself several times.
Huh.
Yep.
Wow.
Speaking of iPhone and Android, Google, they have a new gaming system out that's not really a gaming system, but it's pretty cool, the idea of it anyway. It's not like a Xbox or a PlayStation 5 that's coming out later this year. It's actually just a wireless controller. It works over Wi-Fi, and it uses an off-site server somewhere in your town or nearby to compute all the numbers to get to play the graphical game. So there's no big system to buy. It's all Wi-Fi, wireless. The big thing though is latency. I can't tell how good or bad that's going to be, but they know this from other companies trying to do this in the past, like NVIDIA. It should be really interesting because the thing about it is you'll be able to go, as long as your TV has the Google Chrome built into it or the actual attachment. Smart TV. You'll be able to go from your computer to your TV in your living room to your TV in your bedroom, all playing the same video game.
Can I use it in my bathroom?
Probably, if you got a TV in there, sure.
Oh yeah, I've got to have a big screen in the bathroom.
But
and there's probably a camera and microphone built into this controller that records everything you do, even when you're not using it, so that they can just get more information on you.
Have you caught yourself staring at the light bulbs?
Yeah.
Don't get Dr. Don started on the LEDs today.
What's wrong? I love LEDs.
I do too. I love it.
Yeah, Cambrian everyone. Conspiracy corner.
Here you go. I got an idea, and I kind of want to put this out and see if other people think this may be a good thing. Us Americans, we're lazy. I'm just gonna say it. Mm-hmm. We were, if we can get someone to pay us, we can sit on our ass and we'll enjoy it. Mm-hmm. All right. So you have this business that puts parts together and makes parts. The biggest thing is getting your people to come in. Your family members get sick, you got to be able to work, whatever. All right. Now you take the business, and the business invests in individual robotic things that make the parts. Now here comes the employees. They make so much money, but they have to upkeep that robot. So that way, if you're paying the business to keep that robot up and running, so you're like basically buying a robot, and you have to keep the upkeep to make them parts. So now you have a robot that can work 24/7, non-stop. You got the employee sitting at home unless his robot goes down. Now he's got a choice: either come in and fix it, or pay someone else to come in and fix his robot.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. 24/7. You got employee working, which is a robot, and you got your employee really sitting at home enjoying his family.
The mechanic.
There you go. So you don't have to pay sick time because he's at home. But in order to him keep his job, he's got to keep up that robot.
Right.
Well, I see the benefit of that. If he's investing in it and he's getting a profit, he would have to be getting a... But the thing with that is there would be no hourly wage on that. He would actually be getting a profit off of...
Right, he would make a salary, yeah.
No salary. No, with business.
No, he would be on call, and he would only get paid or he would get paid a minimal amount for being on call, and then get paid his regular salary when he actually had to go wrench on the robot.
With the real business, there is no salary. There's no, because you can't predict what. I mean, if you own a business, you can't predict what next week or next month.
Right.
You can try to. That's why all these big corporations have, like Netflix and Google and all of them. They all have these monthly fees, instead of That's why they do that, so they can tell their stockholders, hey, we've got so many subscribers,
right,
paying so much money per month, so they can predict things. But in a normal small business, you can't really do that. You just have to
you still
cross your fingers and pray.
Working, but if you can get, the employee can buy a robot to work for him 24/7, but he only gets paid during a 40-hour week pay still. See what I'm saying? So he's like the robot's just filling in for him as long as he keeps it up. I don't know.
FBI at your house, Brian. You need to let us go. Brian's gone dark.
No, Brian's back. Brian's neighbor just brought in some chicken corn soup.
Ooh,
chicken corn soup.
We thought the FBI had knocked on your door.
No, there was a knock on my door. She knocked so quietly, though. I just put the phone down and walked over. And she gave me a big old cup of chicken corn soup.
I heard that. Wow. Let's see. I have a, cousin, just, I don't know what she really is, lives down the road from us. I know her knock. She comes up to the door and she knocks.
I don't want no soup she's bringing.
Yeah, but she'll knock so lightly you can't barely hear her.
Yeah.
Most time I miss her because she only knocks one time too. It's like knock, and that's it. So I don't know if I'm hearing something, dog moving around or dryer going or whatever. And then Shane comes down there. He's the police. When he knocks, he's like the police knock.
For such a little fella, I will knock your door down.
Yes, well, my neighbor knocks very quietly, and I miss her a lot of times. I'll run into her in the hallway, and she'll say, I knocked on your door last night. I was like, I was in the living room the whole time. I didn't hear it.
That's like, I'll go down to my sister's, and I'll bang on the door,
You'll get shot down there.
And her boyfriend will say, who is it? With this deep, commanding voice. I'm like, it's your mama. Open the door, punk. He knows who it is then,
Right.
Yeah, I don't hold back when it comes to knocking on the door. It's, and my sister cussed me out so many times.
She's had that special training.
Yeah. Yeah, I personally like the fire department's approach, just to, axe.
Yeah, kick your door in.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm here.
Just take an axe to it.
Yeah.
You don't need that here.
When I was working for the university, this girl, her fire alarm was going off, and I couldn't find the right key because it's 5 million keys and non-disclosure agreements and stuff, but dude had his axe out, and I'm like, hang on. He's like, no, it could be a fire. I'm like, I don't smell anything. And bam! The door handle just flies off. The door flies open, and some silly girl had left a curling iron on. Before I could even get to him, he was up there. He had asked me which room it was, and I was, talking to somebody else and trying to get up the stairs, and he was a young guy and had that big old axe in his hand. He's like, which one is it? I'm like, it's that one. I'm like, hang on a minute. Bam! Yeah, half the door was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like the fire department's approach.
I love watching these videos where people park in front of fire hydrants. They just go to town with glass and bust it out.
I saw one recently where somebody parked right in front of one, so they busted out the windows and ran the hose through the car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hose is pouring, leaking, and everything.
Yeah.
Or the fire truck comes up and moves the car by the truck and smashes it. Just comes full like.
The craziest accident I've ever seen. Not horrific or anything, but just, make you scratch your head and go, was, I was going to the hospital. My grandmother was in the hospital, and there was a fire truck coming one way and a fire truck coming the other way, and they rammed one T-bone the other one right there. They were both going to the same place, but
We had ambulances do that up here about a year ago. Two ambulances heading to the same accident. They ran into each other.
Yeah.
One T-boned the other.
Yeah, it's been an entertaining 24 hours with Mueller time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the left's been, they were ramping it up all week.
Yep.
It's gonna be this, that, and the other.
That's funny that Rachel Maddow was crying.
yeah, that was funny.
I would have
Hilarious.
expected that from Mika Brzezinski.
New Zealand committing or giving away surrendering all their freedoms, submitting to Islam, and committing cultural suicide, all in one single solitary day.
Yep.
Hey, when you fuck it up right.
And she has Mrs. Ardern. Jacinda Ardern.
Now, if that had been a Catholic church or a Christian church, do you think there would have been as much uproar?
Nope.
No.
Do you think they would have broadcast the funeral mass on national TV like they did with the Islamic call to prayers?
Nope. Did you know that she ordered that to be broadcast on every channel, every radio station?
Yep.
Every public building had to put it over the loudspeaker, and even in Parliament.
Yep.
Insane.
Yep.
New Zealand which we knew Australia was pretty much done. I mean, there's some really good Australians, don't get me wrong, but we've known for a while that Australia would collapse in on itself soon enough, but now New Zealand has decided to join them.
Well, I knew New Zealand was a crazy place back in the 80s, I think it was. New Zealand claimed to be nuclear free and wouldn't allow any nuclear powered ships to dock at any of their ports.
That's crazy. It's pathetic. And our good old buddy from the New Zealand podcast, he still lives in Christchurch.
Yeah, he's married with children.
Yeah.
That's how I first heard about it. I got a notice on Facebook saying that John had marked himself as safe. And then I read a couple of his posts where he said he was locked down in his work building, which was very close to one of the mosques, and that he lives a few blocks away from one of the other mosques.
But he's part of that whole... I always thought he had, a little more sense than that, but from what I gathered from him in the last, 5 years or so, he's part of that whole spiel, so, Yep, they are pretty much done.
Yes.
The only thing they have left, from what I can understand, was 22 rifle, rimfire, and shotgun, single shotgun.
And a bolt action rifle.
Yeah,
that
but I think
holds no more than 5 rounds.
Yeah, and then the left here use that as, oh well, we have to do something here. I'm like, no, we don't. No, we don't.
If y'all can't even control the city that's most violent with the most gun control thing, good luck with the rest of the country.
Well, even Dana Lash, which this really irritated me. I mean, I'm not a big fan of hers and not an enemy or anything, but I'm not, a huge fan. I'm not a fan of celebrity anyway. I care about what you do, and she stands up for the second. But she was on Twitter talking about, in order for us to have discussions about policy, I'm like, no. We don't need any more discussion or any more policies or any more laws. We have laws in this country that if they were followed and if the policies were followed, then there wouldn't be half the crap going on that goes on. We don't need more laws. We have a Second Amendment written in stone, inscribed in the blood of our forefathers. It's there. It's not going anywhere. The Supreme Court has affirmed the right to keep and bear arms multiple times. It's not going anywhere. Stop bending over to the left.
Yep.
They're like children. They're going to keep griping till they get their way. So
Yeah.
I guess they'll keep griping forever.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
exactly.
Hopefully.
The Democrats, people like Feinstein have said publicly that their end goal is to ban all guns, just like New Zealand did.
But see, the problem is the good people, they're trying to do right, will follow the law, and it's the bad people that will break the law and keep doing what they're doing.
They know that. It's about control. They don't care.
Yeah,
precisely.
precisely.
It's about control.
Last year, year before last, whatever it was, when Hillary was saying, gun control, don't like guns and everything. And then they get her a picture, and all her bodyguards are surrounded her with, the sniper rifles and the M16s.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you don't believe in guns and stuff, put your shit down. Or what?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Are you scared the good person is going to come up and shoot you? No, it's the bad person.
Yet all of these elite Democrats are all surrounded by armed guards.
Right. And even if they did do away with Second Amendment and they confiscate all our guns, I guarantee they still would have armed people around them at all times.
Yeah, exactly.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, because there's
there's
these things called cars and knives and pressure cookers.
Yeah, I'll be like, wait a minute now, gun control. I mean, you said all weapons, right? For everybody, right? Yeah. All right, then your people got to put their guns down. Give them a baton.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I'll carry a bigger stick.
That's it. That's it.
I told an atheist yesterday. Now, this is my favorite reply ever. We were arguing something about, I don't remember who it was. It was probably AOC. And if you're an atheist, that's fine. But, I enjoy poking fun, and they enjoy. But I told, because I knew it would drive him crazy, I said, you have a blessed day. So he said, you have a day blessed by Jesus Christ, the Redeemer, and mighty King swinging his sword of righteousness as well. I'm a Christian, whether I'm Catholic or Protestant or whatever, or a Messianic Jew, if I want to call myself that. It doesn't matter. I'm a Christian. That's all that matters. I mean, that's it. I believe in Jesus. Anything other than that is ridiculous.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I believe in Jesus. I believe in God. But I do not call myself a Christian because that word has been drugged through the mud so much. Just like on car commercials or anything like that. When they have, we love Jesus all over the building and, you can trust me, I'm a Christian. And then you buy a car and you won't even make it out of the damn parking lot. So the two-facing, when people go to church
here's the
and
problem
they're so
with
nice,
that.
and then they
you
come
do
out.
what you want, but here's my problem with that. Over 130 Christians were murdered in the last 3 weeks by a Nigerian Muslim Islamic extremist group. So they didn't call themselves Catholics. They weren't Protestant, Baptist, Church of God, whatever. 130 plus, we really don't know the full number, in the last 3 weeks have been slaughtered by Nigerian Muslim Islamic extremists.
Right.
So they're Christians. I'm a Christian. So they're attacking them. They're attacking me. That's the way I look at it.
Well, I understand. I mean, I'll back up. Christian. The Christian religion is very good. I think the religions that I've kind of studied, trying to get, because I don't want to be approached by someone on the street not know nothing about the religion. I need something to converse with them.
Yeah.
So, but I think the Christian religion is probably, to me, is the best religion because it preaches to be good, to be nice.
Right,
Try to.
exactly.
You know, you're human. You won't
Not
fail.
according to the UK. Did you hear about that?
No.
Not to change the mood, but the UK Home Office, that when you apply for their asylum seeker.
Asylum.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay, this guy, he was a Muslim from Iran, and he applied to the Home Office to be an asylum seeker because he converted to Christianity. His own family were trying to kill him.
Right.
Mhm.
So the Home Office, you can look this up. I'll have a link to it in the show notes. The UK Home Office said that there were violent passages within the Bible, so it didn't make sense for him to be converting to Christianity, so he could not have an asylum in the United Kingdom. Kid you not, they denied a man that had converted to Christianity that wanted to come to the United Kingdom asylum.
Well, I mean,
It's been in the news.
if you read the Bible, there is a lot of violence in the Bible.
Yeah, mostly Old Testament.
Oh yeah, but still, there's a bunch of violence.
Yeah.
But they're fighting for the good.
Yeah.
Now I could say this too. What says
Vengeance
you
is
good?
mine, saith the Lord.
What you say is good, the other person must say it's bad. The other person say it's good, you may say it's bad.
But is that not insane that the
Yeah.
United Kingdom just decided that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's Tony Blair's multiculturalism.
If I could kick somebody in the ass, he would be the top of my list.
Uh-huh. He's the one who started it.
Oh, I know. He's the one that started that whole multicultural, let's open the borders and
Mm-hmm.
have
Exactly.
everybody. Well, it actually started back in the 70s when the Indian Sikhs are great people. I know a few. One of them I consider a friend. They're great people. But because India was once part of the United Kingdom, back in the 70s, a lot of Indians decided to come to the United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Indian Sikhs. So that's when the multiculturalism started. But I love Indians. I'm not knocking the Indians, They were trying to come have a better life. Good for them.
Right.
But that's when it all started. But yeah, Tony Blair, he just blew the doors open.
Yep. Exactly.
But I think there was the reason so many came back in the 70s, I'm trying to remember, I think there was a window that had so much time to apply for UK citizenship, and then if they didn't do it within that time period, they couldn't get it or something. I can't remember what the whole deal was, but that was why so many influx in the United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Harrisburg area has a large Sikh community. And I know a lot of friends I've converted. They talk about those goddamn turban heads that run the 7-Eleven. And I have to point out to them, no, they're Sikhs.
Yeah.
They're not turban heads.
Yeah, they're really, everyone I've ever met, they're really good people.
Exactly.
And
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's like across the board. You get good and you get the bad.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Can't we just all get along?
But I'd rather have 100 Sikhs over one Islamic extremist any day.
Yeah. I'd rather have anybody than any extremist.
Well, it's kind of like, there may be a few. Okay, if you got a jar of M&Ms, okay, and there's one, and they tell you there's one poisonous M&M in that jar. Are you gonna try any of them? Or
I'm gonna eat the whole damn jar.
what
You might have got me, but I enjoyed the rest of them M&Ms too.
Depends on how hungry I am. I might try one. But you get my point. That,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The United Kingdom's crazy. The Democratic Party of the United States is crazy and anti-Semitic. I've been going back and looking through all these Congress people or representatives, mostly representatives, because the senators don't usually make this mistake. They're a little more higher echelon. They've learned, But going back and looking through their timelines, trying to find anti-Semitic stuff, and it's not hard to find.
Yeah, exactly.
Omar is the greatest example. I mean,
She's
and
just
then-
the most recent example.
and the Justice Pact, the people that put AOC into office,
Mm-hmm.
they're highly anti-Semitic.
Yep.
Uh,
And her chief of staff is the head of the Freedom Caucus or the Justice Caucus, whatever.
Yeah, Justice Caucus, yeah.
Yeah, the PAC that gave her so much money to win the election is her chief of staff.
Yeah, I've had people recently call me an Islamophobe, and I'm like, Islamic phobe. And I said, well, and I always, say this, Islamic extremists killed 84,000 people in the year of 2017, killed upwards of 130 people in the last 3 weeks, Christians. So, yes, I'm a bit of an Islamophobe.
Exactly.
So, call me what you want to. It's better than being anti-Semitic any day, because the Jewish people don't go around killing a bunch of people. Okay, well, people will say, what about Palestine? Well, they're defending themselves from...
Yeah, exactly. From Hamas and Hezbollah.
Yeah. That's defending oneself. That's not going out and cutting people's heads off because you enjoy it.
Right.
Well, gentlemen, I think we're getting around to the end here. You got anything else for us? Dr. Don, Brian?
No, I'm good.
No.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for being on the show. Thank you, guys, everyone out there in podcast land.
Podcast land.
This is episode 28 of Kilos of Craic. Signing out.
Signing off.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya. Don't eat the blue pill.